Hi students, this is Jamie, and I'm just going to make a short 5-minute podcast to talk about lab and the attendance policy and how that works. I've gotten, at least 8 emails from students with various reasons why they can't come to lab this summer, and I thought that now would be a good time to really state the policy so that you understand before you make any decisions about what you're going to do. First of all, we try to treat labs like a job. So when you get your first job, you don't have sick time, you don't have earned time, you don't have vacation time. You get paid for when you're there, and when you're not there, you don't get paid. So we have a points policy. So we have 5 points for every day of lab. So that's 30 points wrapped up in attendance for lab. And in order to get the 5 points for each day that you're at lab, you have to be there at the beginning and stay all the way till the end. If you leave early or you come late, you don't get the 5 points for attendance. So there's points attached to lab. The other thing I want to say is that this is your first procedures class, and it's very different from what you've experienced with kinesiology. Some students have the assumption that this lab class, you just come and you take a test and you leave. That is not the reality of this class. This is a very fun, hands-on, procedure-oriented class. You have specific skills that you have to learn, practice, and accomplish before you can pass this class. So our lab weekends are about practice and working together and working with the teacher, and the teacher mentoring you and coaching you and critiquing your skills to make it so that by the end of this course, you can do an entire 30-minute treatment with a patient that is both billable, objective, measurable, and it's one that is very good for the patient. And it includes all the things that you're going to learn in this course. So there's a lot that goes into the lab weekends. They are exhausting sometimes because there's so much that we are practicing, and the teachers are teaching in the labs. They're very structured. So with that being said, there are 48 hours of time that you need to be in the lab practicing skills. So if you miss an entire lab, that's 16 hours. That's 1/3 of the class. Our attendance policy is that you can't miss that much or you won't pass the class. The thing that's hard about summertime, from my experience with teaching for all these years in the PTA program, is there's lots of things that come up, lots of family things, and so sometimes we decided as a faculty that it's not my role to decide which one of you and which one of your reasons is more important than the other. That's not my job. My job is to hold lab on the weekends and to hold you accountable and to make sure you're there doing the material. So with that being said, we do have something in place. If for some reason you can't make it to a lab weekend, we have had students who have had family emergencies, had family situations happen, and they had to make a choice between coming to lab and whatever it is that they had to do. And if they had to make that choice and miss lab, then they have to make up those 16 hours. And what we do is in the fall, I teach this exact same class to the face-to-face students, Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you miss a lab, you will need to come up in the fall and make up the 16 hours that you missed. And what happens to your grade is, let's say you have a B+ going into the last lab weekend and you can't come. Your B+ is going to hold right where it is. You're going to get an incomplete on your report card or your transcript. And then in the fall, after you come in and you make up these hours, your grade turns back to what it should have been. So if it was a B+, you came up, you took the exam, you did the lab practical, you spent the time in the lab with me showing me your skills and practicing, and then you took all the tests and your grade came out to be an A-. It went up a little bit, which is awesome, or whatever. Then that's the grade that goes on your transcript. So an incomplete holds it where it is until you can make up the hours of what you missed. So that's how our attendance policy works. So if you have questions or comments, please email me. And I hope this is helpful, clear up some confusion about wanting to miss labs, because really you can't. I mean, you can, but you have to make up those hours. So you have to decide how important it is for you to miss. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.